Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. Today we're looking at Acid Rain World. We're looking at the Handy Runes Expedition pack, still in its cellophane bag here. Let me just quickly get that off. It's a big box and it's a light box for not having that much inside from what I can tell or what I can remember from actually ordering it from a PIA club. And now of course when I open it, the sellotape is stuck. Okay, there we go. I think I can start hear it coming off now. There we go. Just gonna rip. You know what? Let me just take a shortcut and cut the tape. It doesn't want to peel off my bag. Okay. So inside we have a Flea. That's the yellow thing here. You know, not a shooty, but a grabby one. We have some exoskeleton arms. Looks like a backpack and some other attachments. Not quite sure what these are yet. I'll open up and have a look. And this is actually slightly clearer on the back to see the contents compared to the other previous releases. Looks pretty cool, but again, as I said, the box is about twice the size of a regular Acid Rain World box in terms of depth here. Alright, let's open this up, look at the contents and see what it's like. Okay, so here are the contents. Now I'm going to start by giving you an apology. And the apology is because I don't have an Acid Rain World figure that's easy to get to unless I start unpiling and emptying lots of boxes that I can attach this to, because the attachment is to a specific type on the back. You see that's 2 pegs and sort of a square hole there, and my go-to Acid Rain World figure has just a hole, so this cannot attach to the back there. So sorry about that. However, I will show you what it is and some of the options and how it works and how it's very versatile when you do attach it. Next thing I want to say is these things absolutely stink. Do not put your nose to one of these and smell it. I know you're all going to do it now. They reek really like you mix the paint with shit or something. Excuse my language. Yeah, they do not smell nice. Okay, so this is the sort of exoskeleton part that fits onto the back of the figure with these sort of robotic armored arms. We have the little robot here. You could put those up, but they've got them down for picking things up. Interestingly, this part here is not secured on, so I don't know if it's got a separate option or not, but there we go. We have this little backpack section here, and basically all this is for is when that's folded up, it can fit inside this and go on the back of like a camel bot. We have another attachment, I think, for the back here. It should be that way. To attach things in differently again, perhaps. Then loads of different attachments here. This is like a sensor, perhaps. Then we've got this gun, which we've seen before. And then we've got these sort of guns, Neo Atlantis colours, which actually attach to arm sockets as well if you want. 2 of those. And then to the sand colours again. And again, they can attach to arm sockets on some of the figures. So let's start by looking at the exoskeleton part itself here. I'm not sure if I like it. It does look pretty good. I like the fact it's armoured, a bit like a orangutan arms, you know, orangutan arms or something. It's got good sort of articulation. Let's have a quick look first. Simple colour scheme, but works. Articulation from the top, you can pivot from there. The arms go out to there. The arms pivot as well from the bicep. Very tight bicep bend. They don't really pivot from that. And the hands go all the way around, and the hands have a small ball joint here. And it's just a rubber friction grip, which is great because it will grip loads of different size things. The only downside is this rubber will deteriorate with time, particularly live in a very hot country with high UV. So that is pretty cool. Other things you can do, the parts from the shoulder can actually, if you're, there we go, can pop off if you're brave, and then the sort of guns and stuff like this can attach on. So you can have a gun on one arm and a robotic arm on the other. Additionally, let me just pop this one back on. If you want to keep both arms on here, let's put that on again. There we go. If you want to keep both arms on, you can take the hands out And then if you want, you could attach one of these ones to there instead, and they're going to have a super articulated that did not work, a super articulated oh my word, that's so stiff, a super articulated gun hand. There we go. And you see the armor does come off, and it does slot on. Which way? Should be that way, just by a little square rectangle peg. So now it's got very articulated gun hand on there that we can see here. But I think they would be better with the hands, in my opinion, or my preference perhaps is a better word to use there. So loads of options. As I said, some of the action figures you can take apart and you'll be able to insert that into like the upper arm. So if I show you my boys from Annex 1279 I reviewed the other day, that could slot into there, and then you have a gun arm. Then we come to my favourite piece, this little flea, this worker flea, which will go well with the worker laurel, although the colouring is different. Same system of transforming from the sort of box it up with the legs here. Upper body's a bit different, not sure why that does come off. I'll have to look at a bit more detail. Then you've got the articulation here on the arm part, and yes, the teeth, the jaws do come together and open up, and they're stiff enough that you wouldn't feel too bad about putting something in there. The only worry would be that if it's heavy, it might tip it forward, so you could just angle the feet slightly more forwards, and so it'd balance better maybe. Or maybe you'd put the feet more down. There we go. And so it's leaning backwards, and it could support the weight. Lots of possibilities. I like this a lot. I'm not sure why they always have it this way around though, down. Maybe they're showing off something from the top. And as I said, there are parts in this which I have yet to understand, particularly this part here. This has got joints on, so what does this do? Little arms again? But there's no joint on that I can see. I'm not quite sure what this part is for. If somebody knows, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise I might be searching online for a while to see. Could come down. Be nice. I'm not sure why that one's got like a little foot. This one hasn't. That was a bit nice little boop 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 bottom maybe. Another mystery for me or for the community to solve if you don't know already. I like the fact it's got a little handle on there too. But this part just slots onto, and this does obviously, I say obviously it should. Am I wrong? That should turn. There we go. It comes up. There we go. Comes up, and it can turn like a crane and sits back in, and it becomes fixed again. Very, very cool. The transforming of this, I'm trying to remember how I got it up now. The feet have to go in and face down. So I believe, is it that way that they do it? I've got to try and recall how I took them out. There we go. And they should be very, very square. So that one's about right, and that should come in. And you can see there are little holes here and here, slots, and these little notches must lock into the slots. Now I'm locking in one, but this one is not tight enough yet. Okay, is that going to lock in now? And I think I've not done it properly to get that to lock, but that's how you start to get to work. I think I might have to turn these round that way maybe. And there's other little notches here as well I need to be aware of. Okay, let me just pause this and fold it back up and back in an instant. Okay, it's folded up and I've put it in the backpack. Now when you backpack, when you fold it up, where I was going wrong, these stripe parts on the corners need to be on the outside, not on the inside. On the inside it will be the joint you will see. And it's like this, it folds very nicely. I've put it onto the little backpack section here. Now this backpack is kind of weird because I want to instinctively put that over there, but there's nothing for it to clip on. And in the pictures I have seen, it's done the other way, but this should go into the bottom there, this little whatever it's called, and then that should be that way, and it will go onto the CamelBot's back and it'll be quite secure when that's in place. Pretty nice. It does fold up pretty small. Sorry I couldn't show you these, but I don't have the heart to go unpacking thousands of boxes to find the thing I need to actually fit it onto a figure. It's not bad. My opinion of the set, I'm not so keen on this. We've seen similar already and it just stinks, if I'm honest, the smell, literally the smell. But I think the Flea, the sort of worker Flea bot here, is the highlight. It's fantastic. And then obviously these hands, which you can attach as arms to the figures as well, gun arms, open up a whole world of possibilities for customs, not just in Acid Rain World, but in other lines as well if you make them compatible. So I think it's worth it for that bot and these sort of gun arms that we get in the colours here. It's a decent set, but with all things Acid Rain World, it's not cheap. But this one does open up a whole heap of possibilities for customs, so I think it's one of the better sets out there. Okay, so that's the Handy Ruins Expedition Kit from Acid Rain World, and that is the Fav I think it's the Fav AP15. Just check the box there. The figure and vehicle, but there's no vehicle in it. Well, there's a vehicle, I guess, but there's no figure in there. And it's AP15. Decent set. I think it's worth getting for the bot and the attachments there. Okay, stay happy, keep collecting. If you want to support the channel, please do check out the Patreon. Be good. Bye-bye.